Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking a cheeky look at Stellar Lumens and specifically an XLM price prediction. So Chris, this is one of those interesting topics. We're getting about that time now in the bull cycle where it's probably, a hot question that a lot of people are asking, and that is, what are the price predictions? What kind of prices should we be expecting, and when would we potentially be taking those profits? So in this particular video, we are taking a look at the XLM token, and we're taking a look at a price prediction for Stellar Lumens here. So if you do find this useful, informative, hit the like button because we both really do appreciate that. And if you happen to be new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe, because by subscribing you'll be kept up to date with all of the various videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. You'll be kept well informed, so why not? It is free. So Chris, obviously Stellar Lumens is a fantastic project. It's doing a lot for the unbanked, does a lot of work in Africa, as does Cardano and Charles Hoskinson and all that kind of stuff. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗧𝗏 does a fantastic job at getting those deals across the line with the development foundation, and we've seen some fantastic things actually happening here with Stellar Lumens. Right, we can see various different stable coins gone on there, the USDC. How that's being utilized by 15,000 farmers in Africa to do trading and all that kind of stuff. We've also seen 𝗬𝗎 from one of the oldest banks in Germany, who's launched that stablecoin on the Stellar network. We've also seen real estate get tokenized and pushed through on the Stellar network as well, from a UK-based company. Ultimately, there's a lot going on here with Stellar, and sometimes the price just doesn't feel like it represents the value that's locked in all of that utility. And unfortunately, that's going to be the case for a little bit longer. Eventually, the speculation of the market will change, and we'll start seeing price driven from utility. At the moment, however, that simply isn't the case. Moving further forward, it will absolutely be the case, and I think Stellar is going to be one of those projects that does incredibly well. Chris, anything you want to add before we jump into taking a look at everything?
No, I don't think there's anything I can possibly add to that, Nick. I think people just need to I guess, be patient with this one. I hear lots of, people that, on the face of the comments, it looks like they're a little bit impatient, not understanding why we're not seeing price discovery. And I think, if you look back to 2017, and not everything went off at the same time. And I think, we're seeing this, rather than chasing the money and going to something that's just taken off, what I tend to do is wait until, the project I'm invested in starts to have some price discovery, because it will happen. It's just a case of waiting and just being patient.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump on over to the desktop, Chris, and start talking a little bit around what's going on here.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Stellar Lumens, at the point of recording this video today, is up 7.4%. So it has moved the needle by 7.4%, which is good. It is 43 cent today, has had a high of 43.9 cent. So not too bad at all. And the market cap at this point is $9.7 billion. There are 22.6 billion XLM in circulating supply, Chris, which is, reasonable amount. It's not too much and it's not too little. It seems like a right amount for getting everything done that is required of the blockchain. So they're doing some really good stuff, some stellar work, Chris, happening over here. I have to do it occasionally. So yeah, ultimately this project is fantastic. Do check it out if you're unfamiliar with it. We do cover quite a few of the various news articles on the channel. So dig deep into what we've covered here for Stellar. But yeah, they're doing some really good stuff for the unbanked and various around the world, various different projects around the world, integrating with banks and basically trying to be the people's coin, right? And obviously it is the little sister that often gets referred to as from XRP, right? So XRP was the one that was created first, and Stellar was created by the co-founder, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, who split away from XRP and the XRP ledger. So Stellar is actually based off the XRP ledger with a few tweaks. It has obviously half this total supply of what XRP has. XRP is usually dubbed the banker's coin, aiming for basically being fully integrated with banks so that banks can transact and bridge between each other more efficiently. whereas Stellar is more the people's coin for the people to be transacting with, and is often referred to as the people's coin. So let's get into the charts for this one, Chris, because that's where we get into this price prediction. And we load this up here. What we're going to do is we have a little bit of a look here, actually. So this is the one I want. So this is the Stellar to the USD. This is just the daily, and from this particular view, what we have done here is actually pulled up a real big macro view, even including the bull run from 2017 and 18, and that's what you can see over here. Okay, so the high point that was achieved in 2017, 2018 was over here, and then we obviously went into that bear market, right? We come down into this red zone here, we kind of go back up, testing that 382 and come back down, and basically we're just setting lower highs every single time as we come down to this area here of accumulation. And we were down here for quite some time, and if we go ahead and actually just put in a date range and we look at, okay, well, how long were we actually down this point forward? That was 705 days. So quite a significant amount of time was spent down here, basically accumulating this token. Some fantastic deals were available, Chris, where you're picking the XLM token up for like 5 cents back then. And obviously that feels like it was a long time ago, considering where we are today. But that being said, this thing has started to move quite nicely, and it's moving quite nicely to the upside as it stands today. But that being said, what we've actually done here is put this Fibonacci retracement on, and that is showing us some pretty interesting data. So unlike the XRP chart, where I actually grabbed this and put it to this high point here, what I've done in this case, which is perfectly fine, we can use it like this, but this does give you a bit of a shallow view. I think XLM actually has more potential in it than what this particular Fibonacci would show us, right? So this actually at top end actually shows us a $3.83, right? And that is based off that high point here and the low point that was achieved in March 2020 when we had the complete crash after the pandemic. Now, what I did before is I actually raised this up, and I raised it up to this particular level here. This is a key level because this is the point in time where we see this. And let me just change the color on this pen, make sure that's white for you. So this particular test here of the 236 area, the 23.6 retracement zone, that is where Bitcoin had another rally to the upside. Okay, so if you look at Bitcoin's chart, you'll see that actually, it reached its all-time high, it comes down and corrects, and then it comes back up and basically achieves a high, a new kind of a lower high, but a point where it got up there. All the alts kind of followed it, and it was at that point there that actually things started to change, and that's why you can see that the major downside, we hit the bottom at that kind of point over here, right? So that was the kind of like the last test of that 236 area. Now it's in September on the Bitcoin chart, which is why we've used it in this particular chart. So in this one, it's the 20th of September. I think it's the 2nd of September for Bitcoin, and then the altcoins were a little bit after that. So we're using that as the point here of reference. Okay, so that particular day is the one that we're using for this particular piece of analysis. So if anyone wanted to repeat it, you're looking for the 20th of September 2018, and that's where we're going to set that low point for our Fibonacci. That comes in actually 30.4 cents. Okay, so that's the area that we're looking at here, and what that means is actually we didn't actually achieve a high point theoretically on this one, and we actually got in here at the 786. So we tested that 786 area at that high point, and you can see that on the Fibonacci here. We can see how we got up to that 382 area, tested that line, failed a couple of times. So we can see it here and here, and then obviously we fell down most recently below that area here. Now this is all history that we can see happening, but it's important because this then sets where we're going further forward. Okay, so we had that 705 days here of just accumulation. This is the zone that's probably the most interesting part, Chris, of a bear market. And it means basically you're doing nothing but trading sideways, and you're dollar cost averaging your way into this thing, and you're just accumulating as much as you can for the breakout, which you can then see over here. Okay, and as that happens, you're not really accumulating so much at this point. You're buying the occasional dip here and there, but ultimately you kind of spent the last 700 days or so accumulating such a large amount of this cryptocurrency that when it starts actually increasing in value, your portfolio is looking incredibly healthy. But the question then becomes, when do you sell? Because you're still down quite low here, You haven't even got to that previous high point, right, which comes up here. So there's still room to grow, right? And that's what this video is all about. This video is about giving you an XLM price prediction that might mean that you have an idea of where you might want to start thinking about taking some exits out of the market, right? Cash in some of those sweet, juicy profits and gains that you've been enjoying. So in order to do that, we obviously place that Fibonacci in that area, as I just explained, and then this gives us our price targets over here. So the very first price target that we're going to be talking about comes in at $1.90. Okay, that's the very first price target for the XLM token. Okay, so at this point here, and depending on what your exit strategy is, you might want to potentially look to exit a certain portion of your funds at that particular point in time. But as things progress on, we can take a look, Chris, at the second price target. Now, the second price target here actually comes in at $3.06. Okay, and again, depending on your exit strategy, you might want to, again, take another portion of your XLM bag and liquidate it at that point as well. And as we move further forward, Chris, things, again, they do get more interesting. So that third price target that comes in just up here, that one comes in at $4.22. Okay, so at $4.22, again, this is probably an area where you might want to liquidate a larger portion of your bag. And then you have one last target left, and that comes in at the absolute top, the maximum level that you might start seeing things actually happen here, and that's $4.94. Okay, so just under that $5 level, and that's probably a psychological barrier in there as well. And you'll be obviously very cautious at this point. There's no guarantee that it'll ever go that high, but it's an interesting level nonetheless. And it is what the chart is indicating to us as the high point for the the extension levels here. Now, from the current position to that high point, that is 1,000% gains still left to play here for Stellar Lumens. So there's plenty of profit still on the table at this point. But it's important that you reference these areas or draw up your own charts and reference some key areas where you might want to start taking profits. And it all depends on what your exit strategy is. But for me, I would be looking at this and saying, okay, well, price target number one here, I would liquidate 10% of my bag. I would then move up to the next one. I'd say, okay, whatever's remaining, I'll liquidate 20% of it there. And then at that third price point, I'd probably say, okay, liquidate 50% of what's left. And then if that happens and we get to that top position, I would liquidate, let's say, another 30%. You always want to keep something in play here just in case Bitcoin does something crazy, hits $200,000, $300,000, and then you want something that obviously allows you to cash out a little bit more later on. And otherwise, that 20%, I'm more than happy personally to ride that down into the bear market. It's just how I personally play the game. And so ultimately, I like to keep something in play all the time. But yeah, so whatever your exit strategy is, just make sure you have it all kind of planned out and execute it accordingly. Try to keep the emotions out of it. But so far, that is what our price predictions are looking like at the moment. $1.90 is the first price target, followed by $3.06, followed by $4.22, and then finally $4.94. So 1,000% gains are on the table, Chris.
Yeah, and I think that's remarkable. I think it's conservative as well, Nick. I think we're going to see some decent returns on XLM. I just urge I guess caution to being impatient.
Absolutely. Hopefully, guys, you found this video useful, informative. If you have, then definitely hit the like button for us. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, because by subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all of the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with this said and done, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.